Hey, beautiful people. It's your girl, makeup artist, DeShawn Hatcher. Welcome to Sundays at 7. Hey, beautiful people. It is me. As usual, I will wait for you guys to come on because I need to know you hear me. Okay. But besides that, listen, it's Sunday at 7. Tonight is Q&A Sunday. Tonight is Ask Me What You Want. I did miss a few questions the last time I went live. So please, if you're coming back tonight, please make sure you ask me that question again. Um, yeah, I think that's the best thing to do is whenever I come on here, you guys should be kind of like having your questions ready, especially when I say you got any questions. So yeah, so be at the ready with your questions. And like I said, tonight is Q&A Sunday. I am your host, DeShawn Hatcher, makeup artist. Some more. Hello, sweetheart. Good evening. Or I love you say good night, DeShawn. Hi, some more. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, man, it's Sunday at 7. I forget, I always need to make notes because I'm always working on stuff and then I forget to tell you guys. But I am still working on the class for you guys, the rates and negotiation class. It's actually Know Your Worth, Know Your Rate. Okay. And that's coming up in a month and a half, I believe. Everything had to be pushed back for so many reasons, but it's coming. Be sure to go on to assistingrules.com and sign up for the class notification when the registration opens up. Because as many times as I do classes, right? I know we're in the Zoom world and you can squeeze a lot of people into a class. Me no likey. Me no likey really enormous classes. So I even if it's a webinar or something, I don't really like a lot of people in my webinars. I like to have a very small amount of people. So I only take about 10 to 12 people for anything, webinar, class, whatever I do. I don't take a lot of people. So yeah, so first come, first serve, okay? And then oh, hi Jennifer. Hi DeShawn. Have you on have you on while prepping my kid for a job tomorrow? You go, Jennifer. Yes. Oh, you know what? I will show you. I'm beefing up my kit. Remember how I always tell you guys like um kind of like be luxury. If you're a luxury service, then be luxury. And I finally started to beef up my kit with some extra Tom Ford and some Chanel and some, what else was it? Dior and some other stuff. I can't remember. I've been beefing up my kit. Why? Because I wanted to. I wanted some luxury too. I wanted some luxury too. But mostly I chose to concentrate on like eyeshadows more so than like I'm still gonna keep Graftobian in my kit. I'm still gonna keep a lot of the pro things. I still have Ben Nye in my kit. I still have Graftobian in my kit. I still have a great deal of professional things. But I realized that you know what, DeShawn? You can step up your Shiite too, girl. You can step it up. So yeah. So one of these days I will show you guys the luxury luxury kit that I have. But we're working on it. We're building it a little bit. Each time I work and I make a little money, I go out and spend a little money on the kit. So I'll show you guys probably in another couple of months. I'll show you the new revamped version, the new luxury service version of my kit, because I realize I'm on here preaching to you guys all the time. You got to do this, and I'm like, you need to step up your game too. So yeah, so I'm trying to step up my game. So besides that, sign up for the class. I forgot what I was going to say. I believe sooner or later there's going to be an interview with me on Makeup Magazine, I believe.com, because hello, for Black History Month. It's all about assisting rules. Yeah, it's all about assisting rules. It's all about me and assisting and, all that stuff. So I will let you guys know when that comes out. It should come out in February because, Black folks, we only get 1 month. So it's February. And my brain is fried because I can't remember what I really need to write things down. That is coming next Sunday. I'm going to have all my stuff written down right here. Oh my God. Would love to see what you got in there. Trying to add some more luxury stuff to my kit as well. Trying to add some nicer skincare, under eye products and serums. Yeah, you know what? As always, Jennifer, I have my embryo lease, but I have added, I've added, it's not here, it's in the bathroom and it's in my kit. But I did add a new skincare that one of our fellow there's gnats in here tonight. What the hell? One of our fellow fabulous makeup artists here, RASHAD Terry, he started the line Skin, SKN, right? And so you know, as usual, many people start many things. You know, and I tried. And I said to myself, I'm going to, he gave it to me. So let me, you know, full disclosure. I went to speak at, he's a teacher. He's an educator, a makeup educator. And I was in Atlanta, I believe at the time. And I went to speak at his school as a guest speaker. And he had said, you know, I've created this skincare line. And I was just like, you kind of go, you know. So he had handed me the skincare line, you know, and explained to me how to use and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, okay. You know, so in my head, I'm like, I really appreciate it. But if you think I'm putting this on my skin, you crazy. Right? That was my initial response. But I said, you know what? You got to give it a try. You have to try it, DeShawn. You know, you can't do that. And let me I'm going to backstory and I'm going to jump up. I'm going to back and then I'm going to come back. The reason why I'm so leery about new products, especially for my skin, is I am a cystic acne sufferer. So I can break out in really big boils and all that stuff. So I have to be super careful about what I put on my skin. So that's number one. And number two, every now and then, every now and then a company will say, let me send you something. And I'm like, okay. And then one time a company had sent me some, I think it was like lip plumper. Child, I put the lip plumper on. It burns so bad. It burns so, I can't even describe the pain I was in when I put, so that's why I'm so leery of, you know, like new products coming into my world. So now I'll jump forward. And so I had it for like a month, I'd say, because I got back home and yeah, I had it for about a month or so. And I said, oh, Rashad gave me this skincare. All right, Deshawn, try it, you know. And then I put it on and I was like, oh, this is nice. I was like, oh, this is nice. Wow, this is really nice. And then that's it. And my skin just sucked it up and it's so nice. I want everybody to try it. It's just so, oh, look, it's so nice. It's so nice. So, yes, but I am a paying customer now. He gave me one free, but I am a paying customer now. And I really, 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 really love it. So stepping up my skincare, I really, really love that. And I included that into my new kit as well. I remember I tell you guys, I do not jack around with people's skin. I don't have a ton of serums. I don't have all that. I don't jack around with skin. Yeah, so that's what I stick to. Lala Galore! Lala Galore's in the house! Lala Galore, hello, sweetheart. Long time. Mwah. Hello, honey. Dana, hey, everyone. Finally getting to catch a live. I usually have to watch on replay. Happy you're here too. Shamika, hi, DeShawn. Hi, everybody. So glad to catch you live. Hey, Shamika. Belinda! Hello, Belinda. Good evening, sweetheart. Yo, listen. It is Q&A Sunday. You know what? I ain't got no serum. Yeah, y'all got me talking about skincare. I have no sermon. I have no sermon for you tonight. It is just ask me what the hell you want to know. You got me for like an hour. Ask me what you want to know, and then I will be happy to help you. But she ain't got no class tonight. It is what it is. DeShawn, hello, honey. So yeah, man. So that was my thing on let me see. Here we go. This is the eye cream. I don't know how to do this. I am so not a YouTuber. It's right here. Anyway, it's a very good line. SKN by Rashad Terry. You guys should look at it. And it's actually very economical for our kits as well. And I use it on a couple of clients. I had to work this week. I use it on a couple of clients, and they were like, "Oh, what is that?" And I said, "Why, that's Skin by Rashad Terry." And they were like, "Oh." So they really liked it. So I'm happy they liked it. So that is my serum. That's my, why am I keep saying serum? That is Jennifer's fault. Jennifer, you keep making me want to say serum. This is all your fault. So anyway, people, if you missed the grand announcement, I will be in On Makeup Magazine, I believe .com. There'll be an interview with me. Check it out. Check out for listings and postings when that comes up. And don't forget to sign up for the class. The rates class is coming up. Not coming up like soon. It's coming up in like another month and a half. So make sure you sign up for that. You should be sorry, Jennifer, for making me say serum instead of sermon. It's all your fault. So, so anyway, guys, please ask me a question, because for real, my brain is just, and I had my coffee, so I truthfully have no excuse. She has no excuse tonight. She has no excuse. Basically, I am here to help you, amazingness, be a little bit better. That's what I'm here for. Brandon Michael Hare. Hello, Brandon Michael Hare. Hello, honey. Welcome. Question. Okay. Bless you. I am a newbie and want to start testing when safe. Hello. But I feel like every photographer in my area already has a tight group of hair and makeup artists they always work with. How do I make my way in? Okay. Yeah, I know, I feel that. You just have to keep hitting them up. You just have to keep it. You have to just, not like every day, but you have to keep hitting them up and just letting them know, like, when you're working on new things, right? Because basically what happens is photographers want to feel like you're proactive in your career, right? Some photographers are not here. Some photographers may feel like, oh, let me check. Do you have a website? I know testing is funky, but do you have a website? They really are looking for professionalism. I know you think not, but they really are. They want to see how serious you are about your craft. They also want to see your work. A lot of times people say, I'm hitting up this photographer, and they don't show their work. So that's kind of weird. So you have to be able to do that. I'm sure you are, sweetie, but I'm just talking, when I'm teaching, I talk to you, and then I talk to the masses. So I can only tell you that in my experience, I too would want to work with certain photographers, and I would just say, hey, got any tests you're working on? Love to work with you. And I would just, send them an email. I would just constantly keep up with them. I would, this is before Instagram. This is harder for you to get in contact with people. So it's harder for me back in the day. What is this net all about? It's easier for you. So when they post something online, you should react to it. You should say how lovely it is, and then you should hit them up again. And then when you do something new, you should be sending it to them. Hey, check out what I just did here. Would love to work with you. I have a concept in my head. Would love to discuss it with you. That kind of thing. I would love to test with you. Would love to test with you. And that's kind of how you do. You kind of just work your way in. What happened to me was, I think I talk about it in my book, where I wanted to work with Sarah McLogan. Right now, she wasn't even out there that long, but I saw something in her work and I was like, oh, I want to work with that person so bad. And it took me I almost feel like I was hounding Sarah for about a year. That's what it feels like to me. It felt like I was like secretly stalking her for about a year and all her work. And by the way, show interest in the photographer, not some bullshit interest, like real interest. And so one day Sarah she was in school. So she was in the School of Visual Arts here in New York City, which is a very big school to work out, to study in. So she had like a showing of her work. And I went. I wanted to see it because I was very intrigued. I loved her work. And I showed my support by going to see her work. What is this gnats doing in my house? So this is what I'm saying. And so finally we got to work together. And then we didn't stop working together for like 10 years. You know, a lot of stuff that did she take this? Yeah, she took this. No, did she take this? Yes, she took this. So it's just that kind of thing. You just have to keep on people, but nicely, and just, you know, show them what you can do. It's very important that you show them something. Very important. Brandon, also what Diane asked. Okay. Oh, thank you, Zuli. Thank you. What, when it's time to curl someone's lashes, do you always do it yourself, or do you allow the client to curl their own lashes at times? Okay. Can I be honest? Can I be straight up? Let me be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you people. I really hate that. I really hate curling lashes. It freaks me. I'll be straight up and honest. It really freaks me out. Because a few times, you know, like, I mean, listen, I'm 20 years of the business, right? I may have caught one or two eyelids in there. Man, that eye freaks me out. So anytime the client says, I'd rather do it, I'm like, okay, here. Oh, but I found, oh damn, it's in my kit. It's in my kit. I don't think I have one here. I don't. So I'm going to describe something for you that takes the angst away from me when I curl people's lashes. Okay. It looks like this. It looks like this. It's silver. Yeah, it's in my kit. It looks like this. It's silver. It has a little sponge applicator here, and a little like I can't explain it. It has a little thing like this, so it's metal. So what you do is you just grasp the lash that way, and you just boop, boop, and it bends the lashes. And so because I don't like doing this to people, I found that, and I have been able to curl lashes ever since. So it's something for me personally that I'm fine with. But I hate curling. I really like, asking me what I hate the most. I really hate curling lashes. I hate it. It freaks me out. So I have this apparatus in my thing that click, click, click. So what I'll do, I promise you, I will put it in the description when I'm done. I'm gonna find it. In fact, because I have to order another one. I'm gonna find it on Amazon and I'm gonna put it on there. It might have an affiliate link because I have an affiliate thing that I never used, but I said I was gonna start in 2021. So it might be an affiliate link. If it is, I'll say affiliate, or if it's not, I'll just say free or whatever. But I'll put it there so you see it. It's like this, and all you do is like clamp on it. So like, imagine if this is the lash, and it goes like this, and it just presses, and it presses the lash up. It has changed my life. It is a life changer for me as a makeup artist. I don't have that angst going towards anybody's lashes anymore. Nobody seems to freak out when I do that to them. And the process, like that whole thing really freaks out a lot of people. So if you have anybody who wants to do it themselves, yeah, here, take it. You know, never get upset when people want to do things themselves. Please don't get upset over that. You have to get used to people going, no, no, no. Like, some people don't want you to go put the liner in the eye. They'll do it themselves. Some people have a very specific way they do their eyebrows. Let them do it. So you have to learn how to kind of give the reins over to your client. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh, that was one that you got me. Oh, you got me with that one. Jennifer, what advice do you have to try and gain the attention of clients who have you on a roster? Been trying to reach out consistently, but I feel like the same artists tend to get booked all the time. Again, it's that moment. What I didn't tell you, what I did not tell you in my story with Sarah was I was stalking her. You know, she knew of me. But the one day I had hit her up, hey, I would love to work with you. She goes, oh my God, my makeup artist just pulled out. Can you come tomorrow? I was like, yep. Yes, I can. I can be there tomorrow. Oh, yes, I can. That was another day I took off of work, but I was like, "Oh yes, I can. I'll be there tomorrow." And it was just a simple test. It wasn't a paid gig. So that's what I'm saying. You have to keep up with them. You have to just because sometimes there's cancellations and they don't have and listen, just be straight up and honest. Sometimes they just don't have anybody else to turn to. And so if you slip in there like that, they'll say, "Oh my God, here's a makeup artist," you know, because they too probably have been following you as well. They just can't add you to the roster. And so don't let that, just keep going, just keep going. All you can do is keep going unless you get out of my DMs or stop emailing me, then keep emailing people. Keep them updated with what you're doing. And by the way, keep them updated with work that is relevant to what they do. Again, I get a lot of Instagram beats. I get a lot of I always say the fuchsia lips with the rhinestones. And I understand that I have some funky work. I do understand that. But it's like you need to know, again, that's why the book is so important. You need to understand what the person does, what the artist is doing. And then you need to acclimate whatever you're sending them to what they need. See, a lot of times, if I say I'm looking for a makeup artist to help me with this, and then you send me Instagram makeup, why would I choose you? So you have to know what it is that person does, and then send them what they're interested in, not what you want them to see. Send them what they're interested in. Maybe you need to test for the realm of what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, but maybe. You see what I'm saying? So those are the little funky things that you have to do. Zuli, tips for making sure full strip lashes are applied. Same angle to keep symmetry. Also tips for winged eye for an older wrinkled eyelids. Okay. Well, I mean, that's just a kind of like taking your damn time. By the way, how can I say this? Eyes are not exactly symmetrical, neither eyebrows. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare that we will run into somebody who's fully symmetrical. Everything, like if you were to slice them up and put it together and flip it, it's very rare that you find someone whose eye is not a little smaller on one side and a little rounder on the other side. So you should be doing it to kind of how is it? Crooked. You need to do it to it's more like do it to eye. So it's more like do it to what you see than trying to do it perfectly for the eye, because each eye is different. That's something you're gonna have to practice. But you'll have to get really used to looking at somebody and determining what their eye shapes are and which one of those eyes are you going to work on. So what do I mean by that, Julie? I mean, like, I had a young lady who had one eye literally that was like mad small, and then she, on the other eye, she had a really big eye. So it was like kind of like, ooh, what do I do with that? How am I going to? I say her face was crooked. How am I going to make it magically come and symmetrical? And that is not just the lash itself, but it's also the way you would line the eye to make it bigger. There's ways to place lashes to make the eye look rounder, to make it look slanted. There's all different ways. So you have to learn all those different ways, because one eye might be round, one eye might be slanted. You have to choose. Oh, this gnat is driving me crazy. You have to choose which way you want to go. What I just said makes sense, let me know. Wrinkled, you just pull. Okay. You just pull. You just pull like you would do on anybody. You pull and you put it on, and you make sure that you get enough coverage. Oi. You make sure you get enough coverage and you just pull. But I know what you mean. I tend not to like to do liners. I don't like lines on people's faces. That's just my little weird hang up. If you'll see a lot of my work, you barely see you barely see a wing liner. I just don't like lines. So I just like a face. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely can give a older person with wrinkles a liner. You just have to pull, take your time, and then gently, push it into place. That's all. Let me see. Did you find it hard to transition from pageant work with Fidel into more fashion work after working in that industry? That's what I'm currently trying to do with my career. I was still in fashion, so it wasn't like I came out of yeah, I was still doing fashion though. So my journey is probably a little different than yours. Find a fashion photographer that you can work with, so you can start building a fashiony kind of portfolio for yourself. That's what you need. You need to show pageant for yourself, and then you need to show the fashion side of yourself. I had that. I had a plethora of work with Fidel underneath my belt. My first like I think I was a makeup artist in fashion for maybe I'm trying to remember maybe a year, and then I met Fidel. And then I started working at his studio. So I had a lot of work. So my pageant world came because of Fidel. See, and so I just, whenever somebody calls me up for work, I'm okay. I'll go over there. But my style of makeup technically doesn't really change that much. I don't do pageant makeup. I don't think. I think I do DeShawn's makeup. I don't know. I don't do pageantry. Yeah, I don't do that kind of look. So even oh my god, this gnat is driving me crazy. Even in the pageant world, I did my style of makeup on people, and they always won Miss Photogenic or whatever you call it. Yay! Because I think the makeup was different. So for you, you might want to like do pageant hair, but you might want to start doing something might be a little bit more fashion forward. Seeing if they'll let you do that. But you might want to do something that's a tad bit fashion forward. I work with a lot, not a lot, let's not over exaggerate. I work with several hair people who are also pageant people. And sometimes the hair can be a little too done. Fashion, the hair isn't supposed to be fashion, the hair is just supposed to be there's so much. I mean, I can get into it, but it's not supposed oh, what is up with the gnats tonight? It's not supposed to be so done. So I want you to think about that. Start looking at fashion magazines and stuff like that. Look it up online. But the hair, I have noticed in a lot of pageant people, they make the hair too perfect. It's too heavy. It's all that stuff. So you might have to soften it up. You might need a wind machine in one of your photo shoots, all that kind of stuff. So that's how you transition. Look at look at fashion magazines. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, DeShawn. Oh, beating faces. Let me make sure I didn't jump over beating faces. Let me make sure. Okay. I hope you're having a great day so far. Well, thank you, beating faces. I am. I hope so for you too, my dear. I wanted to ask, what is a good amount of time doing someone's makeup? I just joined a makeup academy for training, and timing is the biggest issue. Well, I have a class on that too. It's called Increase Your Speed, Increase Your Speed. Actually, average time beating faces is like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Average time for everybody across the board. But then again, you'll have clients who need you to hurry the hell up. You might need to do it in 20 minutes. You might need to do it in 10. You might need, you know what I mean? But average time, 45 minutes to an hour for mostly everybody that I know. Lala Galore says, so I'm reading assisting rules for the second time. Hello. And I got a question. So I started testing, but finding the right photographer is a little difficult. Tips on creating your website with little to no quality pictures. There is a video on here, my dear. My leg is falling asleep. I feel like Wendy Williams. There is already a thing on here for you to look at, Lala, and it will explain to you what to do. So there's already a video. It's like the thumbnail is a picture of a website. Go look at that. It tells you how to do all the funky things, okay, if you don't have a lot. So check out that video, okay? Little to no quality pictures. Well, Lala, I will say this though. You will have to show quality work. You know what I mean? In this day and age of everybody having their own somewhat type photoshopping thing to kind of clean up. Like sometimes, and listen, we all make mistakes. We all can get lazy. And then we go, fix it in post, right? So every now and then you might have something funky happening with the eye. You can clean it up later. But I think the most important thing is, one, let's be truthful, me and you, me and you. You're not going to get anybody to really pay attention to you until you do give them quality work. It is not enough to just do pictures. You have to do quality work. Okay. So if you think that, you're taking pictures or somebody took pictures for you, whatever the deal may be, and you don't like them, why? I want you to ask yourself, why don't I like this picture? Was it the model or was it your makeup? If you feel it's your makeup, like, oh, that wasn't that good, right? Because we all had them days. So if you feel, oh, it wasn't that good, then practice. Okay, then take that picture or pictures and you say, oh man, I could have done that a little bit better. Then practice. Then off of those photos what you need to practice on. I do it all the time. I go, oh, girl, you need to work on that. And then, and then I work on it. So you don't be in a rush. Don't be in such a rush to put yourself out there if you're not ready. Okay, Miss Lala? Beating faces, I hope I answered your question. Julie asked me, can a makeup artist make it without hair skills? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, there's tons of makeup artists out there that don't do hair at all. Tons. 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 Yeah, I just happen to be the dumbass that does both. But no, there's tons of, I don't think Lottie does hair. I don't think Pat McGrath does hair. I don't think Sam Fine does hair. I can go on and on and on and on. It's just the plethora of makeup artists out there that do not do hair. So don't worry about that. You're welcome, Brandon. Jennifer, do you think it's worth it to invest in a handheld leaf blower to bring along for jobs when we have I'm assuming you mean a blow dryer? No. We have all different ways of creating wind. I don't have anything to show you how there's all different ways to create wind without having a machine. It's just, you take something and you do like this and the hair just, listen, that's my favorite thing in the world. Every photographer will hear me say, do you have a fan? Do you have a fan? I like movement in my pictures. I like hair to move. So I'm always like, is there a fan? Do you have a board? We cook like boards. I don't have a board. Is this it? No, I don't have a board to show you. But you just kind of take the board and you go, and then just the wind goes towards her and it just moves the hair. Is that what you're asking me in terms of moving hair? Let me know if I'm understanding, because you said a leaf blower and I'm like, And leaf blowers can be very strong. You have to be careful. You can also get a small, if you're that concerned about wind, you can also get a very small blow dryer. I have one in my kit that you can get, that you just plug in and go, you stand out of the way, and then that works too. So there's all different ways to create wind. I am the queen of wind. I love a good wind. I really do. Oh my God. Diana says, I believe you're talking to Lala. Maybe find a photographer that is just starting out. There's some really talented people out there. I do agree, and this is not Lala. I'm not talking about her. But again, is it the makeup skills? Is it the photography? Is it the model? What is it? So I don't want you approaching real photographers. And by the way, I would consider them real photographers. I'm sorry. I know they may not be getting paid for their work at the moment, but they need those pictures just as much as you need those pictures. And so it has to be this weird synergy that goes on between the two of you, right? And so if you're approaching people and your stuff is not that good, don't approach people. You see what I'm saying? That's my philosophy. Don't approach people unless you have something that's gonna, even if it's one picture that you go, I did this, and and then all of a sudden they go, wow, That is what you want. You don't want somebody to go, oh, I see, you know, because then I think like attracts like, okay? And what do I mean by that? Mediocre attracts mediocre. You know, that's what happens, especially in our world. Mediocre attracts mediocre. When you have a photographer who is really good, they don't want mediocre. It's not going to work. Really good photographer wants a really good makeup artist. So I hope that made sense what I said. Even when they're students, that's the thing about Sarah. I noticed in her work, she did this one thing and I was just like, damn, that was nice. It just struck me. Um, it looks so fashion forward. It looks so editorial. Like I was looking at so many photographers back then, and nobody was doing this editorial, edgy stuff. And Sarah did. And I just was like, this girl, she's going places. Sarah is now an MTV nominated videographer. She has been published all over the world. The girl is in Uruguay or something right now. Like I saw something in her. I saw something in her work. It spoke to me. It said, she knows what she's doing. She may not be David LaChapelle right now, but she knows what she's doing. So you have to hone your eye. Did I ever tell you guys the David LaChapelle story? Let me know if I already said it because I ain't gonna say it again. We'll come back around. So I hope what I just said, mediocre meets mediocre, really great meets really great. I hope that makes sense. So if you're mediocre, you're gonna get a mediocre photographer. I want you to get a great photographer. Okay, that is when your whole trajectory of your career is going to take off. If you keep hanging out with mediocre stuff and you stay mediocre, nothing's going to get done. I prefer you practice, and I prefer you to take your own pictures with your own camera, that kind of thing, to figure out where you are in your world, in your line of whatever you're trying to do. That's hair too, by the way. I know Brandon's on here, but that's for hair. That's for everything. You have to start studying yourself, and you have to start comparing it to the world that you want to be in. And if your world is fashion, people, you better be studying fashion. That's what I did. I studied fashion. Thank you. I keep hitting it an hour and 15 during practice and I'm ready to pull my hair out. No, 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 beating faces. No, 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 no. You do not want to pull your hair out. You are doing very well. You're actually doing quite well if you're new to this. I think you're doing quite well. So do not do that. You're doing really well. We're talking, you asked me on average. I gave you an average, right? So on average, professionals, you know, Billy B is one of those people I know who takes about 45 minutes to an hour. Most of us take 45 minutes to an hour, and we've been doing it for forever. See what I'm saying? So don't you dare, don't you, I will not have you beating yourself. Well, beating faces, beat some other people, but you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, no, you're doing very well. You're doing very well. If you said to me 2.5 hours, then I say, oh, that's long. But you said an hour and 15, hour and a half. Believe me, that's fine. Do not do that. Jennifer Mitchell. You said yes, exactly. Used to use one on e-commerce jobs. Oh, I think you're talking about the fan. Okay. Brandon asked me, do you keep hair extensions in your kit for when you have to do hair, or do models provide them? I've gotten mixed feedback to that question. Okay, so I'm going, full disclosure, girl, I am a makeup artist that does hair. Okay. I always lead with that when somebody says, can you do this kind of hair? Blah, 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 blah. I go, I'm a makeup artist that does hair. I'm not a hairstylist. I am not a salon person. So that's the first thing. So I don't generally carry extensions. I'm not that kind of hairstylist. I am somebody who can style your hair for you, right? I tend to do a pretty damn fine job, but I'm still the type of person who styles. I'm a styled person, Um, I have, unless it was for my own work, like if I'm testing or if I'm doing something that I wanted to do, I would run out and buy the extensions because I know what I want. But if it's somebody else, honey, they better provide me with extensions. I'm not running out there and spending that money on damn extensions. No. And most of the time, 99 Hello Go. Ooh, Nat's in city tonight. Most of the time, honestly, Brandon, all the time, they provide the hair. They'll provide the hair. That's, it has been like that in television. It has been that with celebrities. It has been that in fashion. They'll say, especially if it's like a gig for a magazine or something, they may give me a budget. Put it this way, I might get a budget for hair extensions or whatever I need. And then I'll go out and buy it and, let them pay for it. But that's it. Now let them, when it comes to that, I'm like, Rashad Terry's in the house. I was talking about you, baby. You need to look at the top of the show. That's all I'm going to say. Lauren Bishop. Hello, Lauren Bishop. Hey, love your channel. Thank you, Lauren. I would like to know, how do you feel about online makeup training programs? I've always wanted to learn. I can get it done before start nursing school in May. Aw. It really, honestly, it depends on who it is. It depends on who's teaching. I've seen some, I haven't delved into, like, I ain't paying for it. So that's number one. When I say that, it's like, I'm already a makeup artist. So when I see classes that are $400 or $500, I don't know. I can't attest to that. It depends on the teacher. It depends on what you're trying to learn. Um, there's nothing wrong with taking, like, any kind of class that you want to take. The whole thing, Miss Lauren, is practice, practice, practice. You got to practice. That's the most important. You would take classes up the yin yang, but you got to be able to take that time to really practice. So anybody who wants to go to school or take a course or whatever, I think the best thing to do is to make sure that once you're done, you have the time to practice. Because once you kind of learn stuff and you don't go and do it, you kind of lose it. Like, I speak French, right? But I speak French horribly because I lost it. I lost it. I was in, like, intermediate type person on my way to advanced. I haven't spoken French in like 10 years. I can't tell you what, I can't even remember half this crap because I lost it. And so that's what I'm saying. When you want to do these things, please make sure that you have enough time to really hone in on it and practice. That's all. Celeste Moore, hello. Did I miss anybody's questions? Oh, I didn't see Kevy. I think it's Kev's B66. Thanks so much. Lash curling scares the shit out of me too. Oh my God! Thanks for I'm more scared that device you mentioned. Yes, I promise. I promise. I will put it in this description down below when I'm done. I got to pull it up. Ooh, these gnats tonight. I got to pull it up and yeah. Scares the hell out of me too. Oh my God. Any more? Oh, Nubian Princess. Hi, honey. Any more questions? Remember, this is your night, people. This is your night. Y'all best to ask them questions. This is what I got to say. Ask them questions. So now, if I have said anything that is of help to you, people, this is YouTube. For the algorithm's sake, you got to give a sister a thumbs up. You got to turn on that notification bell and you got to subscribe to this channel because that is the only way that YouTube will push a sister. Okay. You guys have to be proactive on this channel in order for YouTube to recognize my presence and share my content. If you don't do anything, then we're kind of like, ain't nothing happening. So give it a thumbs up. If I helped you, give me a woohoo, give me whatever. But we have to start doing, I have to start asking. I'm very bad at asking. You got to start asking. Leighton may. Leighton said, have you made more cornbread? I just did. I just had it before it came on. Yoda's not Baby Yoda's a bad thing. What's his real name? Groot. I hate his name. I'd rather call him Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is just like all up in my cornbread. I really don't appreciate it. If y'all need to understand what I'm talking about, go to my Instagram account. You'll see what Baby Yoda's up to with my damn cornbread. Damn it. Yes, but it's really good too. I devised a whole new plan for it. It's very tasty. I like my cornbread. So yeah. So yeah, anything that you guys may need in terms of products and stuff like that tonight, again, give me a day to pull it up and put it down because I keep saying I'm gonna do it right away and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't have time to do that. Okay, so since y'all ain't got no questions, I guess I'll tell you the David LaChapelle story real quick. If I haven't told it, if you heard it already, that DeShawn, I heard this thing already. But for the newbies here, I will explain to you my David LaChapelle story. I have many. So if you don't know who David LaChapelle is and you want to be in fashion, you should lay down on the floor and let the bus roll over you, because you need to know one of the greatest photographers in the history of this country. So that's number one. If you don't know who he is, then that's not good for your fashion career. That's what I'm gonna say. So again, you guys know I was assisting Sharon Gold on a David LaChapelle shoot. One of my actually, it was really, this shoot that I'm talking about was the first time I assisted Sharon on a couple of David LaChapelle shoots. Okay. So I'm on set and I'm just like, I'm like sucking it all in. And we're all out to lunch now. We're all like, you sit at lunch and you sit around the table. And David was literally like diagonally across from me. And he was looking at the magazines that he had in the studio. And when I had a little downtime, I had looked at those magazines as well. And you're in a David LaChapelle studio with one of the greatest photographers that we have. And so I was like, oh, I was just like, I was in my feelings. And I was like, oh, this is such a great opportunity. I can't believe I'm here. And now I'm flipping through fashion magazines. I'm like, oh, I'm a part of this world. Oh my God. Right. So I'm looking at these magazines, and they're various magazines. I will not say who or what. And early on, I'm like, oh man, oh, I can't wait for this to be online. And put the magazines down, continue to work, and then we had lunch. Okay. So now David has the same magazines. Now he has the magazines, and he's diagonally across from me, so somebody is sitting straight in front of him. And he starts talking, and he's talking to whomever is in front of him. And he's talking and he's flipping these magazines, and he's like, that's shit. And I'm like, what's shit? What could possibly be so shitty? Because I'm looking at them. Remember, I'm new in fashion. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know anything. I'm brand spanking new. So he's sitting there, right? And again, he's not talking to me. He's not talking to me at all. And he's like, this is shit, shit. And I'm like, what could be so bad? It all looks so pretty. I don't know what's wrong. So this is what I say. Don't do it. Just because I'm telling you a story, don't do what I did. I didn't know no better. Okay, so David is here. And I say to him, oh, gee, I was looking at those magazines earlier, and I really thought I thought everything was pretty. So he goes, whoo, he goes, this is shit. So he opens up he opens the magazine. Look at her. Look at the model. She's terrible. Look at this. Look at this. It's terrible. Lighting is terrible. Look, and he just went through everything that was wrong. And then he kind of like, just like, you're looking at, like, basically saying you're looking at the pretty, but you're not studying. You're just looking at pictures like a picture. You need to study. You need to understand what you're looking at, right? So then I was like, oh, like, I was like, oh, okay. And then he jumped, not he didn't jump up, but he got up in disgust, by the way. He was disgusted with me. He got up and he slammed the paper down. I said, oh, I was like, oh shit, I don't think I was supposed to talk to him. And it just was like, oh, but as I always say, in his own way, he taught me a valuable lesson. One, don't talk to David Lash. Don't talk to him. And two, stop looking at the pretty pictures and start to devour and understand and be able to read a photo. You have to be able to dissect a photo. Which way is the light coming from? How is she standing? Why is the makeup the way it is? Why is the backdrop the way it is? It's telling a story. And the problem with most of us is, well, we look at the we look at the thing that we do the most. So we would look at the makeup, right? That's what we do. But he's trying to teach me in a very public manner. Stop looking just at what you do. Look at the totality of a picture. And that taught me a great deal. And I started to hone in on things. And then I would ask other photographers and I'd ask other this and other that and say, well, what does it mean to you? And, and I would start to train myself into what fashion photography really is. It's not, that's why I keep telling you, it's not just about your makeup, not just about your makeup. And that's how I train you people. It's not just about your makeup. It is the totality of an image that I try to get you guys to see through my lesson with David LaChapelle. Oh, wow. Yeah. To be on set with all three of y'all would be amazing. Listen, that was such a, to this day, I mean, that was a very long time ago. And I just don't, you don't forget those days. You just don't forget those days. They're just like, they're in me. They're like all up in me. They created me as a makeup artist. You can't forget those days. Those days of being a newbie, I don't forget them. I take them. They're right in my heart. Some days were so hard. I came home sobbing one day, sobbing. Those days can be so hard, you know, but they're learning lessons and you have to be able to come home and sob and then go back out there and do it all over again. Would it be wise to advertise makeup services for mature skin? Is that a profitable market? I'm a new hairstyles and great coverage, getting referrals to more seniors. Would it be wise to advertise? Okay, well, I see a duality in your world. Are you a licensed cosmetologist? The only reason I'm asking licensed is because most times licensed cosmetologists do hair and makeup and nails or whatever, because that's what the school teaches you. Yeah, of course it'd be wise. Why wouldn't it be wise? I mean, again, if you're asking, are there a whole bunch of old people out there? Yes, actually, there are more older people than there are younger people. The demographics have flipped. You need to, if you really want to know, then you need to dive into the demographics of your area. That's what you need to see. You need to see how many people, you say old people, how old is old. So literally you can probably type in how many people over 50 are in the zip code in this city, in the state. You know what I mean? You could do that. You could find out. Then you could start to go down the list and dissect. Like, well, how many of them have an income of this? How many of them? You just keep going. So there's all different ways of doing it. But yeah, why not? Yeah, of course. I think older people are the most forgotten people anyway. I think they would appreciate somebody remembering them. So that's how I feel about it. Jay Harvey asked me, "Hey, have you ever worked behind a makeup counter like Nars or a Mac?" No, I've never done retail makeup. I've done retail for years, but I never did makeup. I did clothes. Read this. Yep, some more. Read the story. Yeah, no, I'm a retail girl, but never makeup. Never. I'm thinking, no, never. What am I thinking about? No, what I do, Jay, is every now and then you will see me freelancing for a makeup company, and you'll see me like maybe in a Sephora. Most of the time when I'm hired to do more special events than retail. But you might see me in a Sephora standing there. Listen, I had a job. I had a job. It was a fun job. I like all my jobs. They're strange. But I had a really cool job working for Iman Cosmetics. They hired me to go. I don't know if you're from New York, but they hired me to go into the Dwayne Reeds. And I had a little table like this. I had a little table. And then I set up my little table in Dwayne Reed. And I would stand there for 8 hours and nobody would ask me a question. But I was there to promote Iman's Cosmetics. Yeah. So those are the little things that I do. Nubian Princess, what? During the virtual makeup show, I took a webinar on makeup for mature skin. Great class. Who taught that class, by the way, Nubian? I'd love to know. Yeah, I'm maybe because I'm old, but I do believe that I feel like mature people or people of a certain age get overlooked a great deal. They still get married. They still They still want to go out. They still want to look beautiful. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good market to be in, and they are obsessed with being younger, um, things like that. So you got to do your homework though. You have to know how many of those types of people are in your neighborhood, because you could literally be in a young neighborhood. And you might need to go to the neighborhood next to you. Sony, hello, DeShawn. Hello, everyone. It it is it best to contact creative directors or photographers to get booked for campaign jobs? You got to be campaign quality, Sony. You got to be quality, my darling, in order to in order for them to pick you. That's number one. Yeah, you know how I always feel like connect. Yes, I mean making connections is what we do, but a lot of times newbies jump the gun. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say, do I want to say jump the gun? I don't know. Because I say that a lot. Oh, y'all trying to jump the line. It's not like you're trying to jump the line, and I don't really mean it in that manner. It's just that you think you're ready for something, then you're not. I guess ill prepared. Maybe that's a better word. I think because we all say we're makeup artists that we can all do X, Y, and Z. So if I can do great makeup over here, then surely somebody who's shooting the next Old Navy commercial could use me. It doesn't work that way. You see, it takes like Old Navy type quality work to get Old Navy type quality work. So that's what it takes, really. So you would have to kind of show a lot of hair and makeup. See, here's the deal. Okay, somebody asked me earlier. What did they ask me? Something in reference to, yeah, do you have to do hair to be, in this job? No. But a lot of times what will happen is that you get a lot of jobs because you can do two things. And a lot of times in commercial work, um, they want somebody who could do hair and makeup. And you get a lot of jobs that way. I get a lot of jobs that way. Excuse me. I've done a lot of television commercials. Let's not over exaggerate. I've done television commercials and television campaigns because I could do hair and makeup. Um, you see, so, but you have to weigh that. If you really cannot stand hair, then don't do it. Then don't bother. Oh, Eugenia. Ah, she's amazing. Belinda says, I had a friend who did that too. She introduced me to Iman's brow pencil. I still have in my kit. They are amazing. I love her brow pencils. Her powders are amazing. She has a lot of amazing things that I use on white people. She has a lot of stuff. I use oh God, I have it in my archives because I took it out of my kit because I was like, I don't want to use it up. It's like a shimmery kind of powder, but I use it on white people all the time, especially when they want that bronze look. I don't reach for, well now I do, but for a certain look that they want, I reach for that. In fact, when I worked a lot with Ice and Coco, um, she's bronze queen, so I would just bronze her up with that. She loved that stuff. Let's see. Sony, did I answer your question, honey? Please let me know. I'm sorry, I'm reading. What are your favorite foundation brands for mature skin? Um, Graftobian. She's like a broken god dang on record. Graftobian. I said it. Graftobian. I'm not gonna say that it's not so much that Graftobian has this formulation that's so good for old people. That's not what I'm saying. I skin prep, right? So I skin prep. What do? I use Embryolisse. I make sure the skin's clean and I skin prep. And I make sure that the skin, when you touch it, it has a feeling in the skin. I cannot explain it to you, but it has a feeling of moisture in the skin. And then it just glides on. And it doesn't matter how old a person is, it just glides on. And so, I almost feel this is my personal opinion. I almost feel that what is a great product for mature skin? What is a great product for young skin? What is a great product for black people? What is that? All of that to me is noise, is consumer driven noise in a pro makeup artist world. It is what you can do with your product. And I have used it on everybody. I used it on a 95-year-old person. I have used it on everybody. I do not change up because there's an older person sitting in my chair. I have what I have. This is what I have. This is what I use. So I don't do all that jibber jabber of consumer type speak. You know, yeah, it's just not my. It is what you do with your product. Learn your product. You could work on anybody with your products. If what I just said made sense, please let me know. So Beating Faces says, is fashion, or do you mean fashion, something I should study along with my training? I've never really been into fashion, but I feel I should know a little something with doing makeup. I mean, sweetie, honestly, what are you doing? What are you going to school for? What are you trying to do with your career? If it really, truly, honest to God, has nothing to do with fashion, nothing, and you just want to do, you want to do your friends, or you want to open up a little shop somewhere and do that, you don't do you have to immerse yourself in the world and do it like I did? No, I don't think you do. But you should know what's trendy, because most people who are in the consumer world want the trendy looks. So that's what you might want to brush up on. But I don't think you'd have to. If that's not your thing, then mm-mm. She said, "Yay, I worked at New Amy Look Boutique. I love Iman's Cosmetics. I'm upset they discontinued it out of the store." Yeah, I know, that's the other thing. I don't child know what's going on with Iman. Yes, Jay, Amon is extremely underrated. I used to use Amon as well. I just happen to like creams. That's just the only thing for me. I like a cream. The only two liquids I had ever carried in my kit was Face Atelier and oh god, my brain just farted. Face Atelier and Makeup Forever HD foundation. Those are the only two I've ever carried in my kit. Everything else has been cream, 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 cream. I'm just a cream person. I just believe in creams. Creams glide and slide. Liquids can uh, dry too quickly and get stuck in places. It sounds strange. It's like when you get bleh, stuff stuck in your teeth. That's what it feels like to me. It's like it doesn't want to move because it sets up too quickly. Cream allows me to just keep going and going and going and going, and it also allows me to use a little bit. Whereas I do believe that, excuse me, liquids, if you see on YouTube and stuff, they use a treasure trove of it's like, here's a brush, and then they put it on. Oh Lord Jesus. Yeah, I'm just not a liquid person. That's just my thing. Cream is where it's at for me. But I really did like the finish of both Face Atelier and Makeup Forever. I like the finish of them. So, oh, here we go. Elias Sans. I don't know how to say your name. Hi, Sean. Quick question. I have invested in a plethora of color eyeshadow palettes. To my dismay, when using these palettes on my chocolate clients, the pigment is not there and it comes off as ashy. Yeah, uh-huh. Whitewashed. Is there a base trick that can make the color more pigmented or dark? No. Sorry. No, no. No, it's I mean, I know people think that putting white on the lid is gonna help. That doesn't technically necessarily help. I don't know where that came from. I have no idea where that came from. Um, yeah, I forgot the name of it. There's like titanium something something dioxide something something in your makeup. If you flip it over and read the ingredients, you will see there's a titanium something. That's like an additive that they add to a lot of cosmetics for white people. And that on black people shows up ashy. So it's really hard to counteract that. Um, yeah, it's really hard to counteract that ashiness that you see um in the makeup. Do you feel comfortable telling me what brand that is, I'd like to know. Um, you might want to invest in some black people colors. You might want to, if you say, go to the drugstore and go to like brands like Black Radiance might help you because it's real super cheap, but they have really good eyeshadows. So you might want to like check out like a base, like you might want to just buy a brown. You don't have to go buck wild crazy, but there is something in that base that's doing that. But yeah, it's hard to counteract that. It just gets ashy. And also like a lot of colors like grays have a lot of white in it. And so it turns funny on us. Um, yeah, you have to be careful with that stuff. If you want to tell me who it is, you can email me later if you don't want to blow up the spot. Uh, then I can tell you an alternative to that brand. Brandon asked me, Brandon Michael Hare, he asked me, what are the main differences between doing a celebrity glam versus a normal model job? Okay. One of the main differences is when you're dealing with models, um, it's kind of like what you want to do. Um, it's all about you. It really is. The model's supposed to sit there and just deal with whatever happens. Celebrities don't do that. You have to, the directive is really from what they want. So it's not like you can kind of go in there and just do what you want to glam up somebody. They have a different approach to their face and careers and so on and so forth that you have to really, really be cognizant of. Um, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest difference to me is just that you're not in control. When you deal with celebrities, you are not in control at all. When you deal with models, you're in complete control. And if you have a model that says, I don't like the way you did, listen, I think you guys know I'm a pretty nice person. But when a model barks at something I put on her face, I'm like, listen, it's not up to you. Just go out there and do your job. I really do talk to him like that because it's like, that's a model that does not understand her job. And her job is to whatever I put on your face, go model. That's what it's all about. I don't want to hear your jibber jabber. I don't care. That's when I get really nasty. I don't care. But I have to care when it's a celebrity. There's a difference. I know, and I love models. It's not, but it's some of those models that just do not know their place. And your job is to sit there and let somebody do your makeup and go out there and sell it. That's what your job is. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care if you love it. I don't care if you hate it. I don't want to hear your opinion. Just go do your job. I just did my job for 2 hours. Go do your job. You know, that's how I am. I think to me, really, um, celebrity glam, and then also model. Again, celebrity is you're working off of their reputation. You're working off of what look they want. Whereas model, when you're dealing with a model, it is up to you. Like you can come up with your own concepts and just put it on them. So that's really the two massively different worlds. Two massively different worlds. I hope that made sense, Brandon. I see something that says the reason people go through liquids so fast, laugh out loud. I don't know what you're talking about. Milani is great too. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay, beating faces. Ah, yes, that makes sense. I guess I'm still trying to figure out what kind of makeup I want to do on a professional level, but would like to know as much as possible. Yeah, sweetie. I mean, beating faces, if you really want to know different levels, then you should be assisting somebody because then when you the other reason why I like assisting so much, especially for people like you, is because you don't know, right? And so let's say you finally get your assisting job and you get on set and you see it and you see what happens. Let's say you assisted like 3 times and you assist and you go, I really don't like this. I don't like this at all. This does not appeal to me at all. You have just saved yourself so much time in building portfolios and doing all this and doing all that. Same thing with film. I mean, it's harder to assist on a film set though, but you might be able to assist on a webinar series. You might be able to assist on all those things, right? And so you get to see it and then you get to kind of live it and you get to say, you get to make a calculated decision on, is this what I want to do? Hell no. And then, then you just go and then you don't go back. You see what I'm saying? So you're at a really great stage in your career. You're just starting. So you get to kind of like look around and see what you like and see what you don't like. You might like just being local in your home and open up a little shop and do it that way, or you might want to do TV. Well, there's so much for you to play with before you make your final decision. That's great. I love to see newbies like pick their passion. I love that. Oh, cool. Thank you, Brandon. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that was understood, because it's really two separate worlds. I mean, like I said, I would never talk to a celebrity and or like, celebrity, or let's say a person I'm working on, that's not a model. I wouldn't say, listen, go out there and do what you're supposed to do. No, I wouldn't talk. I just had a client the other day. No, I wouldn't do that. But for a model, she has a place. He or she has a place. And that place is, what did I just do? Go do it. I had a model. Oh my God. I wish Ejaz was on here, because I know Ejaz, my friend Ejaz, photographer. He would just be laughing his ass off, because this girl, here's a model story. And I love models, and I love models. I have a deep thing for them, because when I first started, I used to think, how hard is this job? I'm like, really, how hard is this job? Any fool can do this. And then when you watch them, baby, they work hard. It doesn't look like it. And the ones who do it really well, that's why it looks so simplistic. Like anybody can do it. Yeah, anybody can't do that job. I'm telling you now, they work hard. So I had this one model. I think this is like 5 or 6 years ago. This biatch would not shut up. She wouldn't shut up. She was like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. I think you should do it this way. I think you should do that way. And I just was like, it's like, oh my God, I need her to be quiet. And she was like that all day. She wasn't just like that with me. She was with a photographer. She was telling, I think you should light it this way. Da, 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 da. And she's a real model. She's an agency represented model with a real agency, not some bootleg agency. And I had it. I had it. And I just turned to her and I said, do you ever shut the up? Do you ever learn your place? Shut up. And like, the photographer just, he just is so tickled. He was so tickled. But I was like, girl, shut up. Like, enough. Get out there and do your job. Shut up. It was just, it was too much. So would I do that to a celebrity? No. No. Oh, my life. Okay, it's crazy. I've been playing with makeup for 6 years now, and I'm learning everything from the pros. So it's changing my perspective on everything in makeup, and it's so exciting. I know, I'm so happy for you, beating faces. It is exciting. You should be excited. Yeah, especially when you learn from pros. It's a different world. When I took my first pro class, I was like, whoa, this is really deep. It's like, wow, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Just keep practice, 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 practice. That's all I ask of you is practice, practice, practice. Please do not stop practicing. You have to practice all the time in order to get it down. You have to practice all the time. 20 years in the business, sweetie, I'm still practicing. Still. You just have to keep practicing. You'll get it. Anybody have any more questions? So yes, every now and then your girl will yell at a mom. Oh, I didn't. I just couldn't. When you say that she would not stop, she just wouldn't stop. And I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. It was a lot. It was a lot to take that day. A lot to take. Don't forget to give this thing a thumbs up. And I think we probably are about done with Q&A Sunday, unless you have unless you have any more questions. Any tips for doing makeup for black and white photography? Sure. It's more gradation. When you know what I mean by gradation, it's more of levels of dark to light as opposed to color. So if it's straight up going to be straight up, no color, it's going to turn into black and white in their way, shape, or form, then you have to think more of gradation and contouring and light and highlight more than color. So that is sorry, that is the trick to black and white, gradation of color. So I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. I don't have a picture here. I used to do a lot of black and white at one point. I was doing lots of black and white. I happen to love black and white. I really do. There's something very challenging about it and getting it right. And remember, if you are using color, I'm not saying use black and white makeup. I'm saying if you're going to use, let's say, a red like this will show up extremely dark, right? Whereas if you put a pink on somebody, it might look softer. So all those things count. So think dark color will show up dark in black and white. A lighter color will show up softer. It might show up as a gray. It might show up as a tone. When I say tone, it might just be flat leveled. It all depends. Alrighty. So, okay, people, it's an hour and 15 minutes on Q&A Sunday. So thank you for joining us, sister. Make sure you give this joint a thumbs up. I promise to put the down below. I promise. Yeah, that's it. If you have any suggestions for another Sunday conversation, let me know below, because sometimes I can't think of everything by myself. I need your help. And then that's it. I will see you guys next week. Yep, Sunday. And that's it. Have a good night, people. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night. And all the newbies, thank you for being here. I noticed new names and everything. Thank you for being here. You are all welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. I am out. I'm going to get something to eat. Bye.